All right, welcome back to another episode of Helos and Homies. I've got dear friend here, Ricky. How are you, brother?
Yo, I'm doing very well, my brother. Yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. For those who don't know, all these podcasts are recorded in OPN Studio in Glendenning, Western Sydney. And basically anything I've done from the podcast, which has helped me exponentially with opportunities outside of Helos, but also just in life, are because of this man and this place he's created.
Bruv. Thank you so much for the very kind words.
Oh, least I can do, man. Least
Certainly
I can
grateful.
do. Yeah. Yeah, man. So Open Studio, Ricky, when you see, what is it, the mural upstairs in the studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Medusa head, isn't it?
I'm not quite too sure, to be honest. It's very, I would say, open for interpretation.
Yeah.
The artist in particular who had painted it is a girl named Wiggs, very talented. I would say it's very psychedelic.
Yeah,
Anything.
it's mad.
Yeah, very psychedelic.
Yeah, so when you see that on Instagram stories, that's where we are at Open Studio. Let's get straight into it, man. Ricky, growing up, who were you as a kid? Where are you from?
Oh, bro. So Ricky as a kid, born and bred West Syd, born in Westmead. Product of immigrant parents.
Yep.
Both my parents had migrated here from the Philippines.
Beautiful.
Grew up primarily in between like Mount Druitt, Blacktown. We used to live in Mount Druitt for a bit, and then we moved over to Dean Park for quite a substantial amount of my life. Grew up in like a sort of like a single parent like household.
Yep.
Like my dad was around, but then like, I don't know, typical sort of like
In
like
and out.
West Syd sort of like situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's how I sort of grew up. Like I was very like, I would say my childhood was like very like free in a way, you know.
Yeah.
So like we sort of like grew up in and around the streets and like kick back with like mates and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, I guess it depends how deep you want to go into my background. I can fill out with like further details, but
so I reckon we go from 12 upwards, how you got into where you are now.
12 as in age 12.
Age 12.
All right, so I guess age 12, still in school, all that jazz. I grew up, I guess my first like sort of like experience like in this with like creativity and like all that jazz was through like graffiti. Yeah. So I used to be that kid that used to like paint the trains and all that jazz. Yeah, like my crew was like YBK.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, boy crew.
I've heard that thrown around, eh?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, when?
I think maybe Esky threw it around last time I was here.
Oh, no way.
Esky?
Probably.
Someone else threw it around when I was here once. I think they were talking about you.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Ricky, was it? Yeah, YBK. Yeah, I've heard of it.
That was like the crew. Originated by a guy named like Ben Thompson.
Man.
Heaps of dudes that were in it. Like we had Todd Hooper, Chris Tawadi, Iba. Yeah, that was sort of like the graph crew back then.
That's mad.
Yeah, but then we used to hang out with like all the OAS boys over at like Penrith. Then we had like the UD boys over at Blacktown. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Fucking the graph scene was such a fucking hectic scene, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone was just, and you know what's so crazy about the graph scene? Like everyone came from like similar backgrounds. Yeah. So then everyone just wanted to fucking wreck shit, you know? Yeah. That was like, I don't know, man. If I truly look back on my life and I truly think about like freedom, that was a moment when you truly felt like you had the fucking world at your hands.
Yeah.
Whatever you wanted, you just go fucking rack.
Yeah.
And then like, bro, it was all just the fucking feed painting, you know?
Yeah.
And you would just like sell shit, either like rack paint or buy paint.
Yeah.
And then just fucking paint trains, you know?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that was the life, bro.
Bro, my only encounter with it, so you know Lapston Railway?
Yeah. No, I don't actually, but yeah.
Have you ever been on a train in the mountains?
I think from Mount something.
Mount Victoria.
Yeah, Mount Victoria. Yeah, they had a yard over there.
Yeah.
That was sort of like the furthest out.
Yeah. So that's the old zigzag yard. We've been there a few times.
Yeah.
But
you used to paint yourself?
No.
Oh.
No. My mum and dad would kill me if they found out. But so me and my mate Alec, who like kind of dabbled in a way, or double with those people. So we went down at Lapston. When you come up the mountain, on your left you have a massive drop off. Like that's the gorge, and then on your right you have like a straight face cliff, and then you go into the tunnel. But underneath, like you're actually on a bridge, but it doesn't look like it because it's like you carved into the mountain essentially.
Yeah.
So anyway, like one day, me, Alec, and Harry went down to so we went down the cliff because that's where the lookouts were, and we went down, got down onto the railway, and then we wanted to go into the gorge. So we hopped over the railway, went to go to the gorge, and we're like, fuck, like huge drop off. And then we're under the bridge, and we're like looking on maps a way to get down, and there was just shit of iron like everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, and Alec called his mate. He was like, "Hey man, there's iron like everywhere down here."
What? Like fresh tins or?
Yeah, like fully loaded tins.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, we were just fucking around on the wall, like blank wall.
No way.
Yeah. There was like a and yeah. So I think one of his mates, it was his stuff because he was like double checking. But yeah, it was just like iron like everywhere. And then you'd never know because it was under the railway, and there was no way pedestrians were ever going to get down there. It was so secluded. And it was just everything was painted, but up in the mountains it was more zigzag. Old railway yard. Yeah, was where all the graph was up in the mountains, bro, and then Katoomba like bought into it, and then a lot of the back streets in Katoomba just have full murals. Yeah, bro. That was shit.
But they had mad ride, like they had like some of the best riders I reckon came from like the mountains ways.
Yeah,
like you had. Bro, even like all the old school like OAS boys, like Reigns, bro, like back in the day, bro, he used to fucking crush panels. And his panels will always be so nice, bro.
Yeah.
Him, and he used to paint with this guy named Empos. And then...
Empos.
Yeah, you would have heard it, like...
See, I'm a bit younger, so there's a generation skip between us. I'm born in 2000.
Oh, shit. I'm 91.
Yeah.
So I think...
You're my sister's age, yeah. So, yeah. Some of the people... They ring a bell because it was my brother's in between me and my sister.
Oh,
and crazy. I knew some of my brothers, like people that would hang around my brother were into it.
Yeah.
And then their younger brothers were my age and they were into it as well.
Nuts.
Yeah. Katoomba, yeah, man, had a few creatives.
Yeah, fucking
Fundamentals came out of that.
Fundamentals? Yeah.
Yeah. They were part of like your age group. Like that kind of scene, yeah. And then when I was 16, 15, they burst onto the scene with one of their albums. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, fucking nice.
Only artist the mountains ever really like produced on that scale.
Yeah.
And they came from Katoomba's creativity.
Yeah. But even like, inside like West like hip hop, like as far as like Australian hip hop, I would say birthed out of like West Sid.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even you have like Death Wish Cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they started out
Death Wish Cast,
like AUST coming up. Yeah, like that was a fucking hectic song, bro.
Yeah.
Then you had bro, even the first ever trackside ever painted in Australia, I believe it was painted in Doonside.
Really?
Ever.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like that's how
Dooney.
deep fucking like hip hop is in like West Sid, bro.
Yeah. I was when I had Esky on, a few of the people that listened to it like were fascinated by how he could recite generations above him that my generation wouldn't have a clue on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was...
And that's the fucking crazy thing, bro.
Yeah, it goes deep.
It's like it's multi-generational.
Yeah, it's like New York and LA when like people talk about the 90s. So obviously you had Tupac and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then in New York you had Biggie and his crew and the others that came out of it. And like, but when people dive into it, there's like 10 years before.
Yeah, bro.
There was this scene.
Yeah,
then it bubbled and then it popped.
Yeah.
That's what we're at now. We're at the pop.
And then it gets, and then it comes into like, the conversation ends up becoming like old schoolers versus new schoolers.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what is the real essence of like what's being preached now? You know? Yeah. Bro, hip hop is such a fucking funny, such a funny like topic of conversation.
Funny how it develops, man.
Yeah, bro.
Funny how it develops and funny.
But it brings this together.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we're here.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is like a product of hip hop.
Yeah.
How fucking nuts is that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny now because like you under hip hop, you kind of like you have so many genres.
Yeah.
And it goes from like I think West Sid, it's fair to say it was like kind of boom bap.
Yeah.
Type of rap to start with, and then what we're at now is essentially like drill or like heavy rap, like on heavy beats.
Yeah.
But it's crazy the development, and you see it in Chicago, New York, LA, London especially, like going from grime into like that drill sound.
Yeah.
And then it's not even grime anymore, but it's not drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. And
Yeah,
I love those conversations, but where people take the modern day big dogs and match him up against the old school legends, the myths, the legends that, you know, maybe weren't recorded, but everyone knew about them.
100%.
I love those conversations, man. I want to meet like a lot of the Western Sydney ones.
Yeah.
I'd love to interview them because like my whole idea with this is my interviews at first won't get a lot of views, but in due time, there'll be kids now that go and they search for these people.
Yeah, bro.
And then they they go back. So they'll find out what was happening before 1-4 and hefts and whatnot.
100.
And yeah, that's the goal, man. So like I'm fascinated to get, like that's why I had Red Honcho on, because Red Honcho's a bit older than all the boys.
Yeah.
And he was in Eski's age group type of thing. So hearing him talk about it and whatnot, it's just so fascinating.
Bro,
to me.
it's so crazy that the perspective of you coming into this sort of like realm of like work.
Yeah, man, it's very foreign to me.
Is to document history.
Yeah.
And I commend you for
I
that.
appreciate it, man.
Like that in itself is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that that's your perspective.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. It's
crazy.
I think it comes from growing up. I was fascinated with Biggie, and then now I'm fascinated with Joey Badass. So that's my
Joey Badass, my favorite rapper.
Yeah, I say to people, man, if he was born in the 90s, he goes down top 3.
Yeah.
He goes Biggie. Like a lot of people's Biggie, Tupac, especially for people that don't listen to rap heavily, they'll always say like Biggie, Tupac, and then they'll throw in someone else. Yeah. But I'm like, if Joey Badass is born in the wrong generation, but still kills it, which is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Like he would kill it in the 90s, 2000s.
100%.
Man, he would have been one of the best. But yeah, so I see that. And then when I was young, I'll never forget it. I was 14, 15 maybe. Cop on Facebook, BBC 1 Extra uploads the Skepta and JME freestyle.
Yeah.
And then I followed the UK music scene from like Chip, DWE, JME, Skepta, JK, Lord of the Mics, all that type of stuff. And then I've watched it to where it was at. And like, so I remember watching Stormzy. Before Shut Up came out, he was rapping in parks.
Yeah.
I remember Dave, who did his black boxes and stuff like that. So I've watched all of that. And I was lucky enough to meet Dave. I fucking said that on every podcast. But yeah, like, so all that stuff. And I'm fascinated because I'm like, all right, how do I do that at home when I don't have the infrastructure to start a music production? You know what I mean? I'm not at that level yet. So I'm like, how do I do that from home? Yeah. Okay, let's start a podcast and let's get the people talking who are behind the scenes.
100. That
make it happen, because there's superstars everywhere, but behind superstars there's 20 to 50 people that have done something for them that's helped them get there.
100.
All for the love of music.
100%.
And you're one of them, man. You deserve your flowers.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, so I said the exact same to Eskies, man.
I guess it's like, for me, community is like a big aspect.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, I understand like the importance in team as well, to sort of like, for an individual's like artistic and sort of like professional development.
Yeah.
But then, like, it's all this culture that we're sort of like participating in, you know?
Yeah.
And it's all like this thing that we all live, breathe, and enjoy. Yeah. And then it's like, we all just want to live just doing what we want, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess like the real like point that I'm trying to make is, really, bro, like the point that I'm trying to make is I've actually forgotten the question. So like I'm just trying to fucking blag, like have this sound like have it sound like inspirational and like philosophical. And it's like, bro, that it was probably one of the most profound thoughts I've ever heard anyone fucking say. But really, bro, I forgot your question.
Yeah, no, I didn't even remember. I think it was because I gave you the flowers of being part of one of the people behind the scenes that deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Like,
thank you.
So for you, how did you get into, like, how did this happen, man? This big fucking factory studio space.
All right. So
it's given a lot of life to brands, artists.
I guess well, not even I guess, like the studio itself was really just like a byproduct of what was required for the community to sort of like thrive and level up and sort of get to where it was. Like my main mission and my main sort of, I guess, purpose in life is to I guess connect the community. Yeah. And like resource the community.
I love that.
So then it was more a question of like, what does everyone need?
Yeah. Creative space.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And initially how it sort of birthed this whole sort of like open source, like, and then like to talk about like open source as like as an overarching sort of organization, like open source, like where that name like came from was like traditionally like coding language, you know?
Yeah, man.
So open source software, it's pretty much like something that people can sort of like sort of like tap into, inspect, and like enhance, and then like it being left better for the next person and the next generation to use that software as well.
Yeah.
So then it was like really like, how do you apply the same sort of like methodology to an organization that supports like, I guess like the wider community, that being sort of like Western Sydney, you know?
Yeah.
Because fuck, man, like you grew up here,
Yeah.
like I grew up here.
See, it's funny, man.
And like there was nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing. So then it's like, what do? Do we wait?
Yeah.
For people to provide us these resources and opportunities? Because realistically, bro, no one gives a fuck about us, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as everyone says they do, and like now that we're sort of like tokenized in a way, it's like people try to contribute to us, but it's everything's got strings attached.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? But then how do you do it in a way where it's just purely for us?
Yeah, yeah.
Purely like, and this be used as a tool for us to partake in.
Yeah.
This be used as a tool for us to utilize.
Yeah.
This be used as a tool for us to truly like explore like what we want to do creatively.
Yeah.
You know?
Creatively. Yeah.
Yeah, creatively. Yeah, that's the fucking word. Or like it be used as a tool for us to like sort of explore like, I guess like self-progression and self-development.
Yeah.
So that's really what it is, bro. It's like, it's really just like a fucking tool. And like the studio itself is like a byproduct of trying to, I guess, help provide resources.
Yeah.
And help facilitate connection.
Yeah.
And like moments of serendipity, like when fucking random people meet.
Yeah.
You know? Like, bro, and obviously I can see it because I can see who's booked in.
Yeah,
so I can sort of like orchestrate like who's
Yeah,
coming in. And like if I
That's
see a
fine.
connection, I'll be like, all right, cool. I'm going to make sure they're sort of booked in at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's
So
sick,
it's
man.
like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
For me, I just enjoy that. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I enjoy seeing things grow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, man. So like I grew up in the mountains.
Yeah.
So like for me, when like it's still Western, like we are still Western Sydney technically based on everything, but we're not like Western Sydney in terms of Penrith to Blacktown.
Yeah.
In a sense. So like when I come here, I sit and I listen because it's like whole tokenizing thing I find of like Channel 10 and shit like that, mainstream media.
Yeah.
Like trying to hop on. You nailed it on the head. Like it has to be a tool for these people to use.
100.
And like the serendipity you mentioned, like fuck man, if Cameron never brought me here for a studio, like because I introduced Cam to Fez and then Fez found out Cam made beats. Cam came here one night, bring me, and it was Fez, Marv's, Red Honcho, AF, met Esky.
Yeah.
And then from those 5 people, I've met so many fucking other people.
Yeah. Nuts.
Yeah. And yeah, man, as soon as I came up with the idea for a podcast, I messaged Cam and I was like, I'm doing it here no matter what. And yeah, like that might change soon, as I've mentioned to you before, but like, man, this place will hold a very special place in my heart because it gave me so many fucking opportunities. Like I used to listen to Marv's and Fez before I'd met them. Yeah. And now I call them a friend, and it's just crazy to me, man. And some of the other people that have been here when I'm here that I've just managed to conversate with, so fascinating. Yeah, like I think people would think the rappers that you meet here would be the most fascinating ones, and which they are. But the most fascinating people, the people that are always taking photos and whatnot. Yeah, and like their ideas that are going through their head.
Yeah, bro.
And when you get talking to them, you're like, holy shit, you are so talented.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy space.
And you just realize it's all creativity. Creativity. I can't even say the word. Creativity at the end of the day, bro. You know. Yeah. It's like everyone just like everyone just wanting to create. Yeah. And then, like, how do you create an environment where people can just do that freely with no limitation? Like that's really what it's about. Yeah, man. Like how do you create an environment, not just in the space, but fucking everywhere? Yeah. Where people could just know that all they need is the ideas and the energy. Yeah. And it'll happen. Yeah, yeah. It's like manifestation and all that jazz. Yeah. But then it's like, how do you create a frictionless experience? Yeah. For people to
enjoy,
create. Yeah. How do you create like an experience where people know that they're fully resourced? Yeah. Because like realistically, but the world is abundant. Yeah. But then it's about connecting people now who, like if one person has this and another person has this, yeah. How do you bring those two people together in order for this to be created? Yeah, man. You know? Yeah. So that it's like, that's what it really is about. Yeah. To like, and in order for like, I guess like West Sydney to grow, like we need to have those facilities.
Yeah.
We need to have those like people like who are wanting to sort of like be the connection sort of point. And yeah.
Sick,
I went
man.
on like a mad fucking tangent.
I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah.
So let's like, obviously this is a creative space, but at the end of the day, you took a risk in doing this.
Yeah.
What, like, before all that, were you shitting it when you first opened this place? Because you opened it during COVID, didn't you?
Yeah. Not at all, man. It's
You knew it had legs from the go?
yeah, bro. It's like for me, it's always envision. Like I sort of understand where I'm going. I understand like how big this whole thing's gonna get. I understand like sort of like where it's all going to go as well. In terms of risk, yeah. If there's anything I've come to learn about in life is sort of like take risk when everyone's sort of risk averse. So then it's like
man. It's a shit.
Yeah, it's a case of like now like fucking COVID. Everyone's like sort of like risk averse to everything.
Yeah.
No one wants to take risks. No one wants to fucking spend money. No one wants to start up businesses, bro.
Yeah.
But bro, it's the fucking best time to start up a business.
Yeah.
So much free money going around.
Yeah.
So much like when bro, there's just like a genuine need for like stuff to sort of like happen, you know?
Yeah.
So then that's sort of like my approach to life in general. Like I just wait for opportunities where, bro, like where I guess like the overall vibe is fearful.
Yeah.
Because then you know, like when there's fear in the air, that's when the most opportunity is like,
coming.
bro. That's when everything's on the table.
Yeah.
That's when everything is on the fucking
pick
table.
up the first card.
Yeah. But then when everyone's fucking like when everyone's going hard, you know, that's when it's like take a step back, relax.
Yeah.
Let everyone fucking do their work. Kick back.
Yeah.
Fucking enjoy whatever the fuck you had created.
Yeah.
And then when everyone starts, because like that's when everyone fights.
Yeah.
You know, that's when everyone's trying to fight over like the same opportunities, you know?
Yeah.
But then when everyone's like, when there's heavy fear in the air, no one's taking the opportunity.
Yeah.
So all you gotta do is walk up and fucking take it, bro, you know?
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, man. So I'm starting a thing called like Sporting Club Helos, which I'm launching next year.
Yeah.
It's basically like sports media mixed in
Hectic.
with like the aesthetic of like a sporting club. So like I'm going to have custom football kit. Like my logo for it won't be a Helos logo.
Yeah.
It'll be like a football logo.
Hectic.
I'm going to do like football kits, basketball jerseys, all that jazz. But
Hectic.
I had the idea when I was 18 in 2018. And funny you mentioned that. So it was fucking pumping, like so many different people doing it.
Yeah.
I took a step back and I was like, nah, it's not like, I was 18 and I just recognized like, it's not the right time and not the right time for me. And then it hit me like 2 months ago. I was like, now's the right time. Because I waited and there's only 2 that survived from like the 10 I noted from when I was 18. And I was like, and then I just like literally in this book that's right here, I've just drawn circles of what they cover in sport. And then in the middle where they don't meet, I'm like, that's what I got to hit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. And that's the exact point. Like it was so many people and then heaps of people pulling it out now because they're like, there's big market people in it like complex sports and stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck, like people don't get attached to those brands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's only a few brands in Australia that people are attached to. And I was like, I think there's gaps here that I can go into. And I'd applied for jobs at those people. I actually got a call back from one of the biggest bloke at a bar in sports media, but I couldn't take it because I was going to Europe.
Yeah.
And then, I just spotted a gap and I literally emailed that to him. And so he called me for a job, but then I wasn't able to take it. It's funny because now it's like very risk averse. A lot of people
100%
hold on to their money, and then kind of crypto broke that open a bit for people. I'm not sure about your age group, but a lot of boys my age were like, oh, like maybe we should take the risk. And then they did, and they fucked up, and then they're like, nah, now I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
And I find that with business, like people have one failure, and they're like, nah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, Helos been on for 6 years.
Yeah, but it's a fucking marathon.
110%. And like, I always get a bit discouraged because I see like 25 to 28 year olds like start something and then they'll be working for themselves in like 2 or 3 years or even smaller. But then I remember like their background, how much experience they've had, who they know by that age as well. And I just always got to remind myself, hey, 22.
Yeah.
Like if you're working for yourself by that age, then you're doing all right.
Bro, without a fucking doubt, bro. Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing. So is this your first time working for yourself?
Bro, I've worn like many hats in my life. This is I would say this is my first ever like proper like legitimate venture.
Mad.
Where like I can put everything on the books and then like say this is sort of like how I'm living. Everything prior was, bro, I've worn many hats. I've like done like sort of like many things. But it's all sort of like led me to this moment.
Yeah.
But like the underlying sort of like tone behind everything was like really just to sort of like, I don't know, man. When I was younger and like when I was sort of like getting involved in like business for the first time and like all this jazz, like it was all sort of like fueled by like greed. And like especially
I was
like,
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like after many lessons and many different life ventures, I realized like that's not where like giving
where it's at, man.
Yeah, giving back is where it's at. And that's where like the real fulfillment is.
Yeah. That's
where the real like fuck, I love my life.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's at, bro.
Yeah.
Everything else was like, bro, fucking sinkhole after sinkhole after sinkhole after sinkhole. And bro, like you get to a point where you sell your soul and you just realize like, bro, like
it's one thing
I can't live.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, bro, it takes you to some fucking dark places, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's funny because that was 2020 for me. So in 2020, when COVID happened, I made like, the most money I ever made on Helos.
Yeah.
From hoodies. I think I sold like maybe 300 to 400 hoodies.
Bro, nuts.
All locally too.
Congrats.
Like, so it was from basically Penrith up to Blackheath, really.
Wow.
And but that I wasn't doing the music thing at the time. And that felt cool to like, it was cool packing orders in the garage with Dad. Like that's the shit.
Yeah.
But then when I got involved here, like, so whilst I've been involved here, like or in the music and the sport, I spotted Kobe D before Kobe D blew up.
Yeah.
Spotted Cahooks before Cahooks blew up.
Hectic.
You know what I mean? And that's the shit that like, I don't make as many sales as I did then, but like, much more fulfilled.
Yeah.
And that's why I went with Helos. Like, I don't give a fuck if I don't work for myself with Helos.
Yeah.
But if I'm 40 and my kids are talking about 24 karat Kev or, just saying the future 1-4, or they ask about the places that the artists use and I can mention Open.
Yeah.
Like that's what I care about is like in the future, knowing that I did something to help the scene.
Yeah,
because
bro.
all I really care about is giving back. Because I see so much potential in Western Sydney
100
as a whole, as a culture, like, especially music. And I bang on about it all the time. You have New York, you have LA, you have Chicago, you have London. Now you're gonna have Western Sydney.
Yeah,
bro.
I
can put my life on it.
Yeah, bro.
And that's all I want to be is just someone that did their part behind the scenes. Because I come from the mountains, so I don't really want to be known as someone who was in it. I just want to be known as someone who did their part in trying to help.
Yeah.
And just that's why I like relate to you a lot. Just I just feel that obligation to just try and help.
Yeah, bro.
And just try and be a platform of some sort.
100%. And that's when it's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when it's like, that's when like true flow comes into the situation.
Yeah.
Because you're not trying to fucking push.
Yeah, man.
It's like, where's life taking me?
Yeah.
All right, do this, do that, do this, contribute to this, help that. Like, and then like, you look back on like, I guess the journey.
Yeah.
And then you can connect the dots.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, like this all happened.
Yeah.
From this one decision.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's crazy. Man, for me, it's the day I messaged Fez.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, bro.
That was 2 years ago.
Fez is a G, by the way. I fucking love
Shout out Fez, man. I got to get him on. It's crazy because he's like a genuine friend. Like, I have his number and everything. But I think he's so in tune because Howie's going to come on as well.
Oh, hectic.
So I've messaged Howie, like, do you want to come on? He goes, nah, we got something sorted. He's like, it's pretty special. And then Fez says the exact same thing. So I think...
Nah, bro. Fucking Fez, jump on, bro. Like, what are you doing? Jump on.
Fuck, man. He is someone, when I spotted him, like, love him. But he had like 50 to 100,000 plays on Spotify.
Yeah.
Similar with YouTube. I spotted it. I was like, nah, this is fucking... I know what rap is. This is million plus.
Yeah.
This has to be. Like, he is so fucking immensely
talented.
Blows my mind. Like, when him and Marv's, Red Honcho and AF, it's like, when they just throw down bars, I'm just sitting there going like, you're an actual fucking poet.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a rapper. You're an actual, like... You know the English language inside out better than I do.
Fucking nuts.
Tenfold. Like,
nuts.
It's ridiculous.
Nuts.
That's what I love about doing it, man. That's what I love about Open. It's like just how much you give back to this whole scene.
Yeah, well, thank you, bro. Like, it's trying.
What's it been like, but watching it? I asked Esky the same thing, but I have to ask you.
What's it been? So the question is, what's it like been like watching the scene
Well,
evolve,
from like,
or the organization?
Yeah,
or?
the scene evolved from 2020. So I'd say 2019 was the hallmark for when it started blowing up.
Yeah.
From Western Sydney specifically.
Yeah.
So what was it like watching it before then, and then watching from 2019 have actual rappers from Western Sydney work full time, be really successful, then labels be able to work full time and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll take the scene as a whole, not just rap, you know?
Yeah.
I guess before then it was there wasn't much activity. Like,
for sure.
Even when I was in even when I was in high school, like Mount Druitt was voted like Australia's most boringest suburb or something.
Yeah.
And like that was like, and even when they had what's that show? They had this show on ABC.
How's
No, not Howzos. It was
How's is filmed in Penrith.
Yeah.
People thought it was Mountie. It was
actually I didn't know that.
John and Ned. What was that show called that had the poverty and Mountie on it?
Yeah, Struggle Street. That's
Street.
the one, bro.
Thanks, Corn.
So like that was like sort of like, I guess, the depiction of like our area.
Yeah.
Like back then. No one get like, bro, it was quite strange.
Yeah.
And then it was always just like this.
How did it feel seeing it on TV like that? Portrayed like
bro,
that.
I didn't. At the time, because that. Truth be told, that's actually like a fucking reality that like a lot of people like faced, you know, like, and if like even if I I had sort of like faced that reality too, you know what I mean? So I sort of like, I understood it, but then I think just the fact that was our spotlight, and that was our sort of like magnifying glass on what the area actually was. To answer your question, like how did that feel? I don't know, man. I think you just get to a stage where you're sort of like numb with things.
Yeah.
And then like I remember this one thing in particular, like there was this like girl that I had known, and she had posted like a status on Facebook.
Yeah.
And bro, I just felt this like urge to like just combat it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that's not what it's like. Stuff like this. And that became a thing. But then I don't know, man. It was such a weird energy.
Yeah.
But then to go back to your original question, like how it is to sort of like see the scene sort of like progress. There was this big thing, like how everyone just sort of wanted to like leave, like I guess like West Syd, and like make something of themselves elsewhere, you know?
Yeah.
But then I don't see that anymore.
Nah. It's all done here.
Yeah, everyone's wanting to stay.
Yeah.
Like people outside are looking in, going, bro, I want to fucking live there, you know? Probably not even live here, but like they're now paying attention.
You gotta come here sometimes to do your work.
Yeah. But like now like there's a lot of attention like being brought to like this scene.
Yeah.
And I know I've said like, to answer your question like fucking 1,000 times, but like to go back, it's heartwarming.
Yeah, man.
Like heartwarming is and I could feel right now, it's sort of like a bit like emotional, but like it's just nice to know that we can now like be proud. Like there's a sense of pride now of our area, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a sense of like fuck yeah, this is us.
Yeah.
You know? I had so a good mate of mine, Salvi, he runs like Loyal to the Loyal.
Yeah, I was like, I know the name.
Yeah.
Like,
So bro, he said this. He
shout out Loyal to the Loyal.
Yeah,
fucking mad.
Bro, big shout out Salvi, fucking Loyal to the Loyal.
Yeah.
He said this crazy thing one time, bro. He was like, yeah, bro, most of my fucking orders are being placed by people in like Melbourne, Brisbane, and all that jazz.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what the fuck, really?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And then he goes, everyone's just trying to copy and imitate the Sydney style.
Yeah.
And then that clicked, and I was like, what the fuck? Sydney's now got its own distinct style that people are now trying to sort of like invest into now, you know?
For sure.
And that tripped me the fuck out, bro. So that just made me realize, like, wow, everyone now appreciates our culture.
Yeah.
Now, like nothing was really in vain. Like everything that we had gone through had sort of like built up to this moment.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel that that's sort of like the cyclical pattern that happens with like most sort of like lower socio-economic sort of areas.
Yeah.
Like it goes through moments of struggle, and then but through that struggle, like heavy fucking creativity sort of comes from.
Look at Newtown, man.
Yeah.
Newtown's the biggest example we have.
Yeah, bro.
Of like the actual socioeconomic status changing throughout the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. My dad always told me because I used to go into work with my dad when I was sick. So I used to go all the way into the city and we drive through Newtown. He was like, mate, when I was growing up, this place was a no-go.
Yeah, bro.
It's like now it's like the most creative space in Sydney as like a town.
100%.
Mounties the same.
100%.
When I look back on it, man, so I always say for culture, it's a combination of like creativity, sports and music, just to bunch it up, package it up. And yeah, so I think Western Sydney Wanderers was like the first time the nation saw how ethnically diverse we are, from Blacktown to Lithgow.
Yeah.
Out to Campbelltown.
Yeah.
Out to the Hawkesbury. Like that diamond you have. Yeah. It is full of every nation you can think
100%.
of this earth has to offer. And I was in the RBB. My brother was in the RBB. I was like a little 12, 13-year-old, and I'd go to the back.
What's RBB, by the way?
It was a red and black block. So it was the active support. And they'd let off flares and everything, and they were nutters. So Wanderers won, and we were champions of Asia within 2 years, which has never been done by an Australian team.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like a hallmark moment. And then in 2019, 2020, we have our music hallmark moments that make it to the mainstream, get accepted. And then when on sport-wise, like creativity-wise as well, like some of the brands that have like coming out of Western Sydney, and like Loyal to Law is one of them, you know what I mean? And like when I watch the FTA boys and stuff like that, like that's the shit. And then I look at like sport-wise, Panthers boys, like they deserve some of the biggest credit.
Yeah, bro.
Because they were proud, so proud of who they were, so proud of where they were from.
Yeah.
When the rest of Australia would give them so much shit.
Yeah.
And like Jerome, Bizarre, Crichton. Yeah, it's funny that when I look back on it now in 2022, like the moments in sport and music that like created Western Sydney into like, what it is today.
Yeah.
And it's accepted as like a cultural hub, but also like one of the most creative dynamic spaces that you can be in. Like a young creative now has the world at his feet.
100%.
Yeah, man.
100%.
And like Jason, like a kid I know who barbers, 18, he kills it. Shout out Jason. Like he has he just kills it, and he gets all these people coming in now that are big on socials. Yeah. And he gets people coming out to Kingswood for their haircut.
Wow.
From the city. And then he gets called out to go do the basketballers from the NBL and stuff like that.
Wow.
That's the shit. I love seeing it. Yeah. I love going to his hair, like where I get my hair done from him, and I love just talking to him about like how he's going and whatnot, and like that's just the coolest thing in the world to me. A kid from Kingswood is just killing it.
Yeah, bro.
In that space.
Yeah.
Like who would have thought it would have been? Like back when I was growing up, you told me a kid from Kingswood would be one of the most renowned barbers in Sydney at the age of 19. I would have told you like, fuck, no way, man.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, my uncle lived near Don Bosco.
Yeah.
St. Mary's, God rest his soul. And like when I was growing up, man, like going through there, you're like, holy shit. Like coming from where I'm from, Wimberley, Springwood, it's just not like that.
Yeah.
And then even when I started hanging out with Young Six and Fez, my mum was like, hey, like I know your uncle lives around there, but like you got to be careful or whatnot. And then nowadays it's nowhere near what it was ever portrayed as in my eyes.
100%.
There's those areas for sure. For sure. There is, like, I'm not going to say suburbs, no way, but there are those little areas, pockets.
Yeah.
I like to think of, like, where you go, like, there's no reason I should be here.
Yeah.
But then, it's just crazy how it was portrayed in the media.
Yeah, bro.
And then now everyone wants to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. That's what the media is about, though, is it not? It needs a fucking story. It needs, like, needs a narrative. Yeah, it needs a fucking narrative.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fuck it. You know?
Yeah, fuck
Play with the narrative.
Fucking,
I'm really like, bro, like, oh, man. The amount of shit that I copped. Even just trying to get employment in like the city and being employed there.
Yeah.
And the fact that I would say where I'm from and there'd just be this automatic like stigma towards it. Yeah. Like, you just play with it, bro. And then you end up becoming this fucking badass in the office. just because of your area. And then like realistically, bro, I'm like just the fucking same as everyone else, you know, like. And even like, I don't know, man. I think like that's the thought of what could go down in that area excites people.
Yeah, man. Because it's so foreign to them.
Yeah.
It's fucking, man. It was foreign, like, because my uncle, it wasn't really foreign to the concepts of what would happen. But like up in the mountains, man, the biggest drama in the world is if someone gets into a punch over at the pub.
Yeah.
Like, when you kind of like grow up and like when I started hanging around all the boys, like these things aren't the biggest deals to me and I have no business even knowing about them. But when they do tell me, I just, like a lot of people would be so fascinated by those stories and would love to tell other people and whatnot. But I just go, nah, fuck. It's not worth talking to people about because up in the mountains, man, it's the biggest news in the world. Like that shit. So
100.
But you are right. Like people are fascinated by what could happen.
Yeah.
What could happen.
Yeah.
I think that's what like, rap's done as well, is that they're telling their stories. Like people, get confused, think they're telling their stories, and then people are fascinated by it. Yeah. And that's where it comes from. And then in their music videos, God, they kill it.
Yeah, bro.
God, fuck, man.
Bro, we've got some of the fucking best music videos.
Fuck, man. I was funny, we had Esky on, and I knew Esky was in Lads in the Hood. Yeah. But I don't think Esky knew I knew he was in it. And we'll talk about that for like 5 minutes.
So undercover, eh? Yeah. But I don't think people actually know how ingrained he was in like, I guess, the overall come up of a lot of things that have happened.
Man. He's like... Yeah, we didn't talk about them much on camera because I wanted to talk about Esky. And similar to you, I'd like to talk about you more than what you've been involved in because you deserve your flowers. Yeah. But Esky, talking to him, and then when we're off camera and I've been here and we're just chatting, some of the stories he throws out of just like how these artists got started. Yeah, or bro. Like the moment Esky realized like, oh shit. Yeah. Like there's a real artist under there. Yeah. Let's get to that quickly. Yeah. And like it's so fucking fascinating, man. That's why I love doing this. 100. It's the best thing in the world. And like, even off camera, like the stories that are told and of like people realizing, like Esky, when he talks about like Selly and Lex. Yeah. Or, you know, when they talk about Fez and stuff like that, you're like, that's the shit. Yeah. That is the coolest thing in the world to me because in 20 years, that'll be worth its weight in gold, those yarns. It'll be amazing. 100. But, so like when you first opened, did you have any like struggles with it or not? Has it been smooth sailing fairly?
I guess there's always struggles and risk. Yeah. Obviously, I guess a struggle that we all sort of share is always sort of like funding and all that jazz and like how do we sort of keep the lights on and all that. Yeah. But then the moment you sort of like get rid of that fear of how the fuck am I going to make it work? Yeah. It just works, bro.
Yeah, it does it itself.
Yeah, like everything. I guess I wouldn't call myself like a religious like person.
Spiritual person?
Spiritual, I would say, like very heavily.
I need to do more of that. Yeah. I'm not religious, but I need to be more spiritual.
Yeah, bro. Start with meditation, bro. Like,
Esky's fuck, man. You and Esky's the same.
Bro, start with meditation, bro. Trust me, like that's the key.
Yeah.
That opens
10 minutes a day?
Bro, like whatever you could fit in. Even like now, just.
I do that. No, like, I do take like every morning before I leave for work. So I wake up early for work. I sit by the edge of my bed. Fuck, I'm going to sound like a wig to some of the boys in the mountains.
Fuck it.
But I sit on the edge of my bed, take a few deep breaths, and it keeps me way more calmer for like the rest of the day, no matter how busy my morning can be.
100%. Yeah. And it sort of like aligns like your path of where you're going to go, you know? Like you just, bro, it is a fucking a couple, like 2 breaths. Yeah. 1 breath. Yeah. I was just thinking like, okay, cool, I need to do this.
Yeah, kind of like settles your mind so quickly. Bro. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. But yeah, so struggles, like it's not struggles, but like issues, how'd you take them on when it comes up in business, especially when you're like rent?
Well, going back to what I was saying prior, like in terms of like letting go of that fear of sort of having that fear of I guess, let's say rent, for example. Yeah. Hypothetically, like how the fuck am I going to make rent? Yeah. If you let go of the fear of like how am I going to make rent, then it's like, okay, cool. The question is, how am I going to make rent? Yeah. You know? So then it becomes more of like an action type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, I I don't know, if there's anything that I've come to realize, like everything just works out.
Yeah.
As long as it's done with like good intention. And I like, and for me, it's really about like having a good understanding of like what's to come in the future.
Yeah.
And like what you're really setting up for.
Yeah.
And like how does it work as like a viable business as well?
Yeah.
Like I guess like even everything I go through and everything I do, like I first, depending on like what my intention is with it,
yeah,
I just think like, what is this for? Is this to make money? Is this for content? Is this for like, and then you reverse engineer everything from there. And then the moment you reverse engineer, so you sort of like understand the direction, you understand like the path, you understand like where the end destination is going to be. And then it's reverse engineering back to the point where we're at now.
Fuck.
That's similar to like,
I'm learning a lot right now.
Yeah, but that's similar to like meditation as well.
Yeah.
So meditation, like you could do meditation for everything.
Yeah.
You sit down and like, even if you spend like 10 minutes, just like, okay, cool. I'm like, this is where I'm really trying to go. And you start to like be heavy with the vision, you know?
Yeah.
And you can start to see it. You can start to smell it. You could start to like walk around in it.
Yeah.
And then you start to reverse engineer from there.
Yeah.
And then eventually you end up in the spot that we're in now, or you wake up from the meditation and you just think, oh, okay, cool. What's my next step?
Yeah.
And then what it really is, it's about riding the wave.
Yeah.
Because the fucking wave is like this, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, then you go backwards, forwards.
Yeah.
Bro, if everyone told you like business is like that, bro.
Nah.
Nah, nothing like it.
Yeah.
But like the most important thing is vision.
Yeah.
And like, well, I would say so anyway. People may say different things.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like, because that's how I sort of align my path. So like to sort of like understanding where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
But it's really just about riding the wave thereafter, man.
Yeah.
And just know like, and like, bro, like even if I don't fucking make rent, like I'll make rent the next month.
Yeah.
If I don't make rent that month, then like I'll figure
it out.
You figure it out. Like
Yeah.
shit, like, yeah. And like it's strange. Like talking about like weird moments of like serendipity, like bringing like there are other people at play as well.
Yeah.
So other people you'll meet will probably align the path for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then other people, like people will be aligning the path for them.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how it all works. Like
Yeah.
the moment like everything is done with good intention, everyone's just trying to help everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking beauty about it, bro.
It's funny you mentioned that, man. So when I mentioned earlier the 2020 thing with the hoodies, so I made a shit ton of money. Well, not shit ton, like 5 figures.
Yeah.
Didn't know what to do with it. Put it on a shirt drop. Shirt drop has done all right over time, but it didn't give me the immediate return. Fuck, I went to Gold Coast with my mates, spent too much money. Then COVID was hitting and I was working at a pizzeria and I was only earning a few $100 a week. So, and I was still trying to get to like uni and I had stuff to pay for. So I wasn't saving money. So then I wasn't releasing any product. That's all I was doing at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, like, all right, hold up. I don't want to stop Helos because I haven't got products. What am I going to do? Okay, I fucking love music.
Yeah.
I love it. I adore it. Message Fairs.
Yeah.
And like it's that reverse engineering of how am I going to produce content that isn't going to be high cost, but what can I offer to them for free, which was always, no matter even if they don't ask for it, I always give them stuff like product, but also just I like to go take photos and videos behind the scenes and then just send that to them. Obviously I show them before I use it, but I go, hey, maybe look back on this in 2 years.
Yeah.
See how far you've come.
Yeah.
And then, so that was like the reverse engineering of like, how am I going to produce content when I'm not necessarily releasing a shit ton of product? And that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go to Europe. So I was like, oh, fuck, like I might be spending too much money here. And I did spend a lot of money, but I was like, all right, I'm going to still want to produce content all year round, no matter what.
Yeah.
And that was what this is from. And I didn't realize I was doing it, but that's exactly what you're talking about, that reverse engineering.
100. But see, like it's always end vision, you know? You sort of knew where you were going.
Yeah.
And then you sort of knew like the path to get there.
Yeah, still figuring it out, man, every day. I think you might be the same. Do you just think about like open or like your ideas,
bro,
even when you don't want to?
100.
Yeah, it's shit.
And it gets to...
It's good and it's shit.
Yeah, sometimes like... Bro, sometimes it's a fuck up in a way where it's like... Sometimes you...
Can't switch off.
Yeah, or even like you're having like conversation with something and then I don't know, you just develop this full fucking business plan and this direction in your head.
Fuck, man.
And you're just saying, bro, like what am I gonna do with this? And it's like, it's weird how like people's, like, I'm sure you're the same, but like like my mind's like that. So I'm just like constantly thinking of like, how can this be a life?
Yeah.
You know, like if we, like, for example, we're talking about laptops. Like I'll just think about everything with the laptop and what the end goal for the laptop is, and like how it sort of contributes to your life and my life and everyone else's life. That's like that this laptop sort of is like associated with. And then what? That's our conversation. And then I'll be like, oh, like, bro, that was so much energy just thinking about this life cycle and journey of this laptop.
Yeah.
Bruh, why?
Yeah.
It's fuck. And then like imagine that every minute.
Yeah.
Every fucking hour. Every conversation.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm having conversation with someone and then I'm like, as we're mid conversation, I'm like, but.
Yeah.
And then I'll just say the most randomest thing. They're like, how the fuck did you get to that?
Yeah.
And then I'll have to explain the trail
of
how I got to that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just shit conversation at the end, you know?
Yeah.
I'm glad you get it though. But
no, I do get it, man. Because with this like sporting club thing, I have it all in my head. Like it's so clear in my head.
Yeah.
And I can write it down. And then when someone talks to me, because I'm trying to over-explain it, I go on such fucking tangents.
Yeah.
And then like, I think I tried to explain it to my dad the other day and he was like, after 15, 20 minutes, he was like, H, go all the way back to the start, calm down, and go again. I was like, fuck, I actually said nothing without telling him the whole thing.
100.
Like, and then, I've been on nights out where I'm talking to people, then like they'll mention something, and in my head, I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm still holding the full conversation with them, but in my head as well, I'm thinking about like things to do with Helos or like music or sport. Yeah. And it's funny. Elon Musk, he literally is like, he's the biggest level of business you can get to. Bro, without a doubt. Yeah, he says like, I sleep 2 hours because my mind won't stop. Yeah. It's crazy listening to him. Yeah, I think Gary Vee's like the same, and Bezos. I think Bezos could be an alien, but yeah.
Bro, I think they're all aliens.
I think Elon's a human. Yeah. I think he is. He's pretty, man. Have you seen his Twitter?
Yes, I have.
He fucking rambles, man. He has 100. To be. Him and Kanye have to be real. Because they ramble like we do. They just put it. I feel like they don't have many true friends. So Twitter's like their talking shit space. Yeah. You know how like, even I can come in here. I'm like, I've only met you not long ago, but I could come in here and just chat shit for hours.
Yeah, likewise.
But I don't think they have that outlet. So Twitter's their thing.
I would agree. But then they've been involved in this tech space for like...
Oh, fuck, man. Elon would know some shit.
You know? Like, bro, he was originally like part of like PayPal Mafia.
Yeah.
So like that was like sort of his sort of like come up.
It's crazy to think that was his first... Like he had a few that failed, but nowhere near the capital. But it's crazy to think that was his first thing that he could work for himself in, and then how big it hit. Yeah. Which is just baffling. Like, fuck me.
And you know what the crazy thing about PayPal is like their initial... the direction that they wanted to sort of take it was what Bitcoin had achieved. Yeah. So it's like, but the only thing that they could like, that they could deliver on it was like just like a payment processing sort of site, you know. So it's just crazy.
I feel like he said that before.
I said that?
No, Elon. I feel like he might have said something like that about PayPal.
I think so. That's probably where I had heard it from.
Yeah, I feel like him or someone that was involved was saying like, Bitcoin is like essentially the idea. Yeah. Like that, like a decentralized. Yeah, it's a fucking fascinating world, man.
But I feel like decentralization is really where it's at, man. Yeah. I feel like coming back to like crypto and all that stuff. That
you big on it?
Bro, like I would say heavy. Yeah. Like after understanding the concepts of it. Yeah. And even like what an NFT is, what like a DAO is, and like how they sort of like structure everything, I realized there's a lot of potential in it, and I genuinely think that's sort of like the direction like the world should be going. Yeah. Depending on like realistically who wins and like realistically who's in control. Yeah. And like realistically like who gets silenced. Yeah. Through this like war that's currently happening like right now. Yeah. Like for me, it's the tools that I guess blockchain provide for society. I feel could be very beneficial. Yeah, very, 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 very beneficial.
That's mad. See, I haven't even gotten into it. My brother my brother Ben, he's a bit older than me. He knows everyone that I'm working with and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's not him. Like he works corporate job or whatever.
Yeah.
But like he's like me. So when I do something, it's like it'll be my whole fucking like Helos is like my Helos and football, like my whole mind.
Yeah.
Besides my social and like my job.
Yeah.
With him, he's the exact same. So he'll like double down or something. So I remember when he got into crypto, it was like 2020. Yeah, it's during COVID, the first one. Watching him in crypto. Yeah, it's been crazy. And then watching crypto rise 2021, especially, was like nuts. Yeah, and then it was fascinating because it was like a lot of people almost starting their own business, like putting a bit of money into it and then losing it overnight, or like it tripling or doubling or like times X, the X, whatever, 5, 10 overnight, and then like going down to zero. There was one big coin, I think it was Luna.
Yeah.
That hit like 84 cents after it was at like
fucking crashed hard.
Over $50 or something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like watching all that's been like fascinating to me. I've just been, I watch it, like I watch CoffeeZilla on YouTube, you know who that is?
No, I don't know.
Or Spencer Cornelia. They're just like, they're big like finance guys, but they break down the scammers and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's their big thing. They don't like people getting scammed.
Yeah.
But they're very smart finance guys and they explain like things in, like, what's the quote? You're only smart if you can explain complicated things in a simple way.
Yeah.
And they just nail it.
Oh, really?
So I watch them, man. They upload like 2 or 3 times a week.
Wow.
And that's my whole dose of it. But I should get into it, man. I should. I'm fascinated by NFTs.
I think it's
like some of them are such cash grabs, but someone like Gary V's V friends and shit. That's like
it just depends on like. Okay, so what NFTs, like my viewpoint on it is it's payment into community. You know what I mean? So it's like, especially with like the whole V Friends thing and all that jazz, it's like you're paying into a community. And it's sort of like, even with V Friends as well, like when you have like a V Friend NFT.
Yeah.
Like
what is it? The VCon that you go to?
Yeah, so that's one. That's like sort of like something that you can like obtain from
tangible.
Having like a V Friend.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if this is the right one, but like for example, like there's like Freddy the Flounder, like that's like a Gary V NFT. But what that really does is that like that gives you 2 hours of Gary V's time to go fishing with.
Fucking
like
nuts,
shit
man.
like that. It's like it's sort of like used as like a voucher or like something that you could like utilize. Bro, imagine having fucking, just because I purchased that NFT for $1,000.
Yeah.
Now I can go fishing for 2 hours with
pick the mind of one of the best businessmen in the country.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's where the real value is. And it's more so like, and there's something called like DAOs, so decentralized autonomous organizations. So that's a concept that I've been, and to really be transparent of like what I'm doing, that's what I'm setting this whole thing up to become.
That's mad, bro.
Like a DAO.
I'm all in.
For everyone to take part in.
Everyone
to fucking profit in. Yeah. And for everyone to be like, okay, cool, this is what I'm really contributing towards, you know?
Yeah,
so, but then in saying that, like, it needs to have like some sort of like central leadership to get to that level. Because otherwise, if everyone sort of, it's like, if too many people are if too many horses are pulling the carriage goes nowhere.
Yeah.
So you have to get the carriage to a place where it's stable. You know? But then what I'm getting at is I wouldn't probably get involved in, I guess, crypto and blockchain as like a form of investment. Yeah. But as a tool to deliver an end product, I think it's the fucking future, bro. Yeah. Like without a doubt. Yeah. Like it's like the fact that people can like list their company or organization. Keep in mind, there's a lot of fucking scammers out there. And
there's a shit ton.
They could list
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah, they could list their organization as like as an ICO, like an initial coin offering. It's probably not as easy to do now, but it was like quite easy to do back then. And they can fucking raise a shitload of cash. Yeah. To start whatever venture, you know. Yeah. And like, bro, like now, like in order for that, before like this whole sort of like, I guess like trend. Like the only way for people to do that prior was like through the stock market. Yeah. And then how do you list your company on a stock market?
Yeah,
like
all capital.
That's a fucking mission on its own, you know? Yeah. It's just frictionless business now. Yeah. Which is nuts.
Yeah.
which is like, bro,
it's the coolest thing, eh?
Yeah, I went off on a mad tangent too.
Yeah,
because I haven't had this conversation in so long.
Yeah.
Because when it started crashing, no one wants to fucking talk about it. Yeah, but it's still in the back of my head.
Yeah. Oh fuck, man, I'm fascinated with it. I just haven't got into it yet because when I came back from Europe, I had fuck all money.
Yeah,
and then I was never going to do it before I went to Europe in case it plummeted. But keep your wits about you. I will say with crypto and all that shit. If there's smoke, there's normally fire.
Yeah, 100.
So just fucking
100.
keep your wits about you.
100.
I know a few people that have already been done by it. So it's crazy. But
all I'm saying is see it as a tool.
Yeah,
like it's like how can this?
Don't see it as
How can this, whatever is created, contribute to whatever you're building personally? You know. Yeah.
I love that. Right before we wrap it up. I got a good question for you, actually.
Yeah.
I was pretty proud of this. I broke it into 3. So I always ask people what their biggest inspirations are, but normally they're already in an industry. But with you, you're a bit of a outlier in that sense because you're so involved, but you're not nailed into one.
Yeah.
So what's your biggest inspiration creatively?
Yeah.
Business-wise and music-wise?
So the first question is, what is my biggest inspiration creatively?
Yeah.
Community is one.
Yeah.
Like, and I say that with like, I don't even know the word, but like I like us like it's what I fucking like
adore.
Yeah, like it's what I live by.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like it's listening and having the conversations.
Yeah.
And even because as I have conversations, I can see what people need.
Yeah.
And then after having like multiple conversations, I hear commonalities amongst everyone, and I'll just think, oh fuck, this is what people need.
Yeah.
So then, to come back to what you were saying as well, it's like I'm not necessarily like niched into like one thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's actually no, like what my niche is community.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even niche myself in like music or like anything, like all of that. Like it's purely just like the people that I serve.
Yeah.
And then like they are like truly what my biggest sort of like inspiration is.
Yeah. And
not only that, like just sort of like understand where like how far like I personally can push.
Yeah.
And like, bro, I've never even told anyone this as well. I probably have, I don't know. But like even as a kid, like there was always this like underlying like ethos of like how like what can one person truly achieve?
Yeah.
So then I've always sort of like tried to like challenge myself on like how hard can I fucking push, you know?
Yeah.
And like my push has always been like through business.
Yeah.
But to cut down like that long-winded answer, like community is like where I would base my inspiration off through like creativity. The second question was
creativity, business, and music.
Business is interesting.
Let's go person maybe for this one, or a business you adore.
So people, I don't know, man. I get like a lot of inspiration from like, I guess like all the heavy hitters like in business.
Yeah.
Like the fucking like Elon Musk's, the Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Like
see, mine's like Mark Boris.
Yeah, bro. He's a fucking G.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he is fucking. You want to talk about Sydney's realist? You best mention fucking Mark Boris.
The fact that he's still an active fighter.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Because I mentioned to my dad, I was like, oh, I listened to the Mark Boris podcast. He's like, fuck, he's talking about fighting or business? I was like, what the fuck? He was a fighter?
Yeah, bro.
No, man, I didn't know that initially.
He's he's a heavy fucking boxer.
Yeah, because he talks about his camps with Fennec.
Yeah.
Like Australia's like one of the most influential in Australian boxing. Yeah, it's fascinating. But yeah, like for me, like honestly, businesses like you, Aussie at Tracks, Warut at I don't even know if that's how you say his name, but at Effin.
Warua?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
Effin,
me. I feel like an idiot when I mention the T. Yeah, at Effin and like Daniel Bradshaw at Street X, Paco and Bo, especially because they're from close to home. They're from Penrith Glenmore. Yeah, I'm getting him on, bro.
No way.
Yeah, but he's going to fucking Europe, so we've got to try and time it up. But yeah, like those are mine are very close to home.
Yeah, bro. But I actually draw
I can see it and feel it.
Yeah, bro. I actually draw a lot of inspiration from Bo as well. Like I sort of like seeing how he sort of structured stuff.
Man.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
I remember I was sort of like, because Bo and I in the same year. He went to St. Mary's, I went to Loyola, and like I remember when G'd Up was coming up, And then
the origin story.
Yeah, and just to
The knockoffs.
Oh no. What
Was
I'm
that
really
when
trying to get
knockoffs
at,
or originals?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at is just sort of see how the business had.
Yeah, man.
And then even like how we like when and I had first initially met him when after he had put out G'd Up Supply.
Yeah.
And then
That's the sickest business to me.
I don't know. Like it's
their story's crazy, man. How they went from, I think, I could be so wrong, but I've watched Bo interviews and Paco interviews at length. It was New Era.
Yeah.
Issued them with a cease and desist because they started.
Oh shit! No way.
Yeah, that's how they started. They were doing like, kind of like what Culture Kings do in a way. Before Culture Kings did it, fuck Culture Kings, man. And then they were doing that, and then they got issued a cease and desist by New Era or one of those big boys in the streetwear game. And then they're like, "Fuck it, let's do our own thing." And that's where G'd Up came from.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's such a fascinating story, and
That's so crazy.
I draw a lot of inspiration from them because they went to like PAC and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like Penrith schools, and like even though I didn't go there, like it's closest to home for me.
Yeah.
In like that same industry type of thing, because no one from the mountains did anything like that. The fundamentals, like I mentioned before, I think before we're on camera, were like the closest thing to home, but they were music. So funnily enough, for business wise, so who would you say you reckon? So big hitter and then local.
Yeah.
So big hitter, who
like
you got?
Local businesses. Oh, bro. That's
Too many.
I'm trying to think because I'm trying to like refer it back into sort of like my field as well. There's one person that one person that I actually draw a lot of inspiration from.
Yeah.
Is like my brother.
Yeah.
So
Same, man.
Yeah, like my brother has the way my brother had run businesses and the way he had automated businesses and the fact that he can live
while making money.
Yeah, just like freely.
Yeah.
So my brother you probably like my brother he's like his name's like Ray.
Yeah.
He's like have you heard of the gym ATT? Australian Top Team? Yeah, he's like one of the like the fighters that like that come out of the sort of that camp.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's Volk.
Yeah,
isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not. No,
it's not Volkanovski.
No. It's like bro. It's like Suman, Ashkan. Like that, like that sort of like circle. So my brother fights out of like that gym, but reason why I mentioned that was like that's who my brother is.
Yeah,
and that's who I draw inspiration from.
That's
because
sick.
Seeing how he had ran his business, and knowing, bruv, he is a whole new, different level business mind than I could even comprehend. Yeah, like he's, I don't know, man, but locally I would say him because he's like he's my fucking brother. Yeah. I don't know, man. There's fucking heaps, bro. Yeah. Like even like Innkeeper Studios. Yeah. Like how they've sort of set up their sort of studio system. Even have the guys over at Parramatta Grounded Space. So big up to Peter. Yeah. So they run like a co-working space over at Parramatta. Like how he's sort of run it. Yeah. Even like all these like mad for like and people and all that jazz and like, but even like Butter. Yeah. Like knowing like culturally, like if you
shout out Butter, man.
Yeah, bro. Like big ups to fucking Manoli and like all like that full crew. Yeah. Like even how he had set it up to be such a culturally impactful like business. Yeah. Bruv. Name one business that has impacted culture as much as Butter. Yeah.
The only one that ever comes to mind at the moment is G'd Up.
Yeah. Oh, bro, 100%.
Yeah, that's 100%. The only one I can think of at this point in time. Yeah. From Sydney.
But yeah. So like that crew, there's actually a lot, bro. I can, cause like that, I draw inspiration from everywhere. Yeah, I'm the same, man. When you get me on a tangent, like I'll fucking go, bro. That's why when you were asking me like name one business, like bro, like who the fuck I'm gonna name? Yeah. And I started like thinking back. I was like, oh, this is my brother, cause I had just like recently like met up with him like 3 weeks ago. But man, there's like everyone that's doing business. Yeah. I draw inspiration from. Yeah. Again, that's no fucking word of a lie, bro. Yeah. Because what G's me up the most is the fact that someone can like bite the fucking bullet
and do it.
And do it.
Yeah.
And to throw their life into it.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like, for me, that's so much respect, bro. Because like, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
And I know the uncertainty.
Yeah.
And I know the feeling of risk.
Yeah.
Even when people want to freelance and quit their main job, bro, that fucking G's me up.
Yeah.
But what I'm really drawing inspiration from now is understanding how people automate their business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I know we're fucking going on like a mad like.
No, I'm making sure it doesn't
time?
stop working. It stopped working
true.
like twice when I was on with Esky.
Oh really? Oh no way.
Yeah, it's fuck man. It's funny you say that because like in business, my brother hasn't started his own, but like the way he goes about what he does, the way he manages his money.
Yeah.
Like, is your brother your older brother?
No, younger.
Oh shit,
bro. My brother's like 1995, so I think he's
27.
Yeah, 27 now.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
My brother's my brother's the same age, but I draw so much inspiration from him. Like you could ask me all these people, tell me all these people. It's like because it's so close to home. I feel.
Yeah, bro.
And they have such an influence on you.
Yeah.
Like even if they're older or younger, you
100.
Always admire them. But
100, and they're like they're the best sounding board too.
Yeah.
Because it's like conversation.
Yeah.
It's like
and their honesty as well.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, my 100. Brother fucking he'll let me know more than anyone. 100%. Like what if I'm doing something right. Like if he says something because he's not very like as open as me as an open book. But if he compliments me, I'm like, oh, that's fuck. Yeah, like, I've done something really good there. Yeah. But like if he comes with like heavy criticism, it's like, okay, he's just the only one who's going to tell me.
Yeah,
like he's the only one who's like not afraid of what I bite back with.
100.
It's a funny relationship. But music inspiration, man.
Bro, music inspiration, like bro, now like the fucking local scene is fucking crazy, bro. Yeah. Like I'm not a musician myself. I don't think I would ever like claim to
contribute to this space, but that's why I just kind of
But in terms of inspiration, bro, like you can't deny like Solly. Is putting the hard yards in.
Same as Solo.
Yeah, I've never met Solo personally.
Really?
Yeah, no, never. Yeah. But like I sort of know his lineage.
Yeah,
he was in that dance crew, yeah.
He's in Justice Crew.
Yeah, Justice Crew. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
I used to breakdance back in the day.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's the shit.
Yeah. So like I remember him from that.
Justice Crew were the original 1-4, man.
Yeah, bro.
The original 1-4.
Well, the fucking dab. I even remember their what they win a show. He's Got Talent.
Yeah, it was Australia's Got Talent. Yeah. And then they came out with Que Sera's their biggest one, but they had one before that was like a bit of a dance hit. And then Cody Simpson popped off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, he's in the... You know Cody Simpson?
No, I don't know.
He was that singer kid, the blonde hair kid?
Oh, Justin...
Wait, he's in the fucking Australian Olympic swimming team. Gave up music 2 years ago to do swimming. Craziest career, man. That is the most fascinating thing to me.
Wow.
And he was old for a swimmer too. I think he was like 26. It's like hardly been done, like someone at that age getting into it like full time.
Bro, that just goes to show his mentality.
Yeah, man.
That's
whatever he does, he's doing it.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. But yeah, music-wise.
Yeah, music-wise.
I draw a lot of inspiration locally. But if I was to go international, even for me, I'm not a musician, but the way they go about their work is Skepta.
Yeah.
Just how he can do what, like, Skepta does what Skepta wants to do.
Yeah.
He has his own style.
Yeah.
He's his own person as well. He doesn't rely on anyone else.
Yeah.
And he can spread himself, like not spread himself, but he's not so strict into one thing.
Yeah.
He's very fluid.
100. I guess if we're talking like internationally as well, like on the business front, but Tech 9.
Fuck yeah, that's a mad answer.
But Tech 9.
Jake, if you're listening, you'll love that.
But Tech 9 as a business guy.
Yeah, Diddy and Jay-Z as well.
Yeah, and as a person who had structured his movement to be purely fucking independent.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I don't think you can knock him.
Funny you say that. I actually posted a clip of me talking to Honcho about Frank Ocean the day he went independent with Blonde.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing of that album, Endless, and then it got like 350K on TikTok.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on TikTok as well?
Yeah, I do it right on TikTok, hey.
Nah, bro.
I think I got like over
crazy.
100K likes on that thing.
Wow.
TikTok's a fucked up algorithm, but so intrusive. But yeah.
Why? What do you mean intrusive?
Oh, it just it even knows what you're thinking, eh? Like it's
really?
crazy. Yeah, fuck, man.
That
TikTok's
freaks me out, man.
Yeah, it's crazy algorithm, and it's it's I could go into depth in it, but there's no point. But we'll talk about it off screen. But yeah, I've done my research on it. But yeah, like the independents, like Tech Nine. But for me, growing up, it was always Chance.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper.
Chance, Russ. Like, everyone can say what they want to fucking say about Russ because he was that white guy who was arrogant. But fuck man, he did it by himself, and it shows with what he does now. I think Logic ended up doing it solo at one point.
I think he's solo now, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is now, but I can't remember the exact point he went. Can't remember what album it was that I knew he was solo. And then, yeah, Frank Ocean, man, that Blonde album. But
back on the Logic front, what was that?
What do you think of him now?
I heard his most recent album. I
didn't like it.
I can't remember. It probably didn't impact me that much for me to not like talk about it. But the album that had
Quentin Tarantino.
Sorry,
Quentin Tarantino. I think it was just Tarantino.
What are you talking about?
The one where he's like sitting down. It looks like a Tarantino movie poster.
Nah,
it's got 44 bars on it.
It's got like Heaven's Gates or something. Oh. And the initial intro of the album was like a person dying and going to heaven.
Yeah,
bro, that album back to front, nuts.
Yeah,
nuts. And like, even like what he was explaining in that album, like very like, I don't know, fucking like esoteric sort of like, like all these like weird perceptions.
Yeah.
Oh no, not perceptions, perspectives.
Yeah.
On life, bro.
This shit.
That blew my mind, man.
Yeah.
That fucking blew my mind.
Yeah, man. Do you remember when he was rapping with that guy called Castro?
I don't know much about it. I just know that album.
Oh man. So when Logic was popping off, John's over there. He'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He had a song called Ballin' that used to get used for all the rugby league edits with like Sean Johnson and stuff like that. And like all the NBA edits. And there was this guy called Castro on it. And then they released a song called Worldwide. And Castro used to kill it, man.
Yeah.
And he was on When the Lion Comes, which had John Bellion on it, who went on to be huge. But out of nowhere, Castro quit. No social media, no nothing. No one knows where the fuck he is. And he was like the best out of all the blokes that rap with Logic in that era.
Wow.
He was the best. And for the life of me, I can't fucking find him on social media.
Wow.
He just quit, man, with the world at his feet. It's crazy.
Wow, weird how people just like
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's someone else? Bro, Lupe Fiasco.
Yes.
Bro,
yes.
And apparently he went to, from what I heard, mind you, I didn't do any research. Like, it's just me having conversations with people. Apparently he went to Japan to learn like the way of like the sword or something that. And then I think apparently he was like in politics.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't even know, man. But like, we have people take like different life directions, eh?
Yeah. It's funny. It's most probably always been on their mind. They kind of fell into their success or earned their success. And then, there's always instances in football. It's funny that you mentioned Japan. One of the best attacking footballers of all time, Nakata, was at the peak of his game, retired at 28, 29, and just went back to Japan to live his life.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And he could have made millions.
Wow.
He was worth his weight in gold. He was the first to dye his hair crazy colours.
Wow.
He put Japan on the map. He did all these things, and then just at 28, 29, just went, I don't like football anymore, eh?
Wow.
And then just quit, never looked back on it, never regretted it. I think he's in fashion now, which he was always going to be in.
Yeah.
Like the best way to put him is he was one of the first to bring fashion to football.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it's just blossomed. But yeah, it's funny how life takes its path, man. For some people, they can reach. It's funny because they can reach the top of something millions of people desire.
Yeah.
And they just go, nah.
Yeah.
Not in love with it.
Just goes to show you don't have to fucking you don't have to fucking do nothing that you don't want to do.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
And I think that's the bro, I think that's when you know you really got fucking life by the balls, you know?
Yeah.
Just do whatever the fuck you want, man.
Yeah. It's very respectable as well when they have the opportunity to make a lot of money, but they truly don't want to do it.
Yeah, bro.
And so they do what they want that actually makes them happy.
Yeah, bro.
No matter how much money's at their feet. Yeah, I love that shit.
100.
Right, well we're running out of time because we've rambled a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, bro, 120, bro. That's the story of my life, bro. Bro, you catch me in conversation just rambling.
Likewise,
I don't even know what the fuck I talk about half the time, bro. That's why I get nervous doing podcasts, because I don't know what's going to come out. And then, bro, like, especially at events, if you ever get me on stage with a mic, I fucking hate it. Because I end up saying some dumb shit. Because I end up seeing all these people, like, looking at me. I'm like, bruh. And I'll say the worst thing at the worst moment. I've just caught myself so many times, and then like sometimes I'll even stop myself, and then bro, I just look like a goose, bro. You know, like a straight fucking goose.
I do the same. Sometimes I ramble, and then I sit there and I'm like, I actually don't know what the fuck I was just talking about.
100.
All the time, in the car, 100. All the time, just sitting there like, I don't even know what the fuck I was like. Now we're home, what are we talking about? But like one last thing from opening this studio, man, and doing everything you've done, been an incremental part in Western Sydney over the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
At least on my end. It's most probably been longer, but I've noticed you since 2020.
Yeah.
What's your biggest advice to the younger generation?
If I were to... Well, one, I don't think I would give advice. I would just let them be them.
Yeah.
Let them explore. Let them do whatever the fuck they want.
Create and explore?
Yeah, create and explore. But like, if I were to... I guess advice to guide.
Yeah.
It would really just be to like know where you're going.
Yeah.
Like know what the end looks like.
Yeah.
And that's gonna change.
Yeah.
Like from
just always have a
general
idea.
It'll always change because like as you grow and as you grow up and as you mature, like bro, like
change for me tenfold.
Some people want material success.
Yeah.
Some people want fucking like spiritual success.
Yeah.
Some people want some people just want their family to be good, you know.
Yeah.
But it's really just like understand why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. Because then if there's no substance, then what's it's just there.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's just there. It's really just to create with substance.
I love that.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Because we've already ran over time from the actual booking thing.
Bro.
My bad. We ate KFC earlier and the boys didn't hurry up. First of all, where can they find you on social media?
I've sort of taken like a sabbatical from like social media.
You're not on Insta, eh?
Nah, I deleted it.
I fucking knew it. Yeah. I felt so bad coming in here because I was like, dude, I actually don't have Ricky on Instagram.
Nah, I think we did have each other.
Yeah, and then I was like, how do I not have this man on Instagram? Now I looked for Ricky and I was like, nothing really came up. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, nah, I deleted it.
Well, open source on Instagram.
Yeah, OPN SRC.co. Yeah. That's where a lot of the stuff that I'm putting out will be. Yeah. The studio is opn.studio_. Yeah. That's the Insta. But really, like you'll be able to follow the journey just on like the opnsrc.co Instagram. So yeah, check it out if you want. If you don't want, then don't check it out.
If you want a place to book in Western Sydney, whether it be for your music needs, creative needs, whatever it be, open source is the place, man. I love this place.
Thank you, bro.
It's the shit. Nah,
we love you, bro.
Nah, at least I can do, man. I love coming here. It's honestly a favorite pastime of mine. Bro, I get so excited, especially when I can bring my friends.
Yeah,
I think it's like
pleasure, bro.
Coolest. It's the coolest thing to bring some boys from Wimbledon and Springwood and be like, "Hey, come with me 100. To this space down in Glendenning," and the people you'll meet. Just
100.
Yeah, the people you'll meet, man.
Bro, you guys fucking drove at least 40 minutes to get here.
More,
bro.
Yeah,
crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
You got to drive that anyway to get anywhere you want from where I fucking live.
I'm actually going out your way on Monday.
Huh?
I'm going out your way on Monday to walk the tracks.
Oh, what tracks?
I don't know.
Oh, no. Fuck, I'll say it right now. Falconbridge Point, Mount Hay, Ned and John. Other places to go in the mountains. No, walking. Falconbridge Point's the shit.
Point?
Yeah, and
I gone on that Charles Darwin walk.
Oh fuck! I've only ever done that once. It's a big walk.
I thought that was a nice walk.
Yeah, it's big. Man, you must be fit if you thought that was nice. I thought it was fucking hell.
I don't know. I was probably tripping at the time. Yeah. Like, oh wow, this is hectic. That's probably why it was nice.
Falconbridge Point, and then where Hanging Rock is in Blackheath. Once you get to Hanging Rock.
Bro, that sounds hectic already.
Hanging Rock, you'll know it when you see it. You would have seen photos of it.
Yeah.
Hanging Rock, and if you're driving, Mount Blackheath's sick. That's where the paragliders take off in the mountain.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'll show you photos, man. Mount Blackheath's the shit.
I didn't know you could.
Falconbridge Point's my favourite.
Paraglide out those ways.
Oh yeah, but it's not like tour guide thing. It is paragliders by trade type of thing.
Oh.
Like blokes who do it themselves, like everything solo.
Oh, no
And they
way.
set themselves up and go. Yeah, it's cool watching them, man. Yeah, there's a few other spots, but yeah, Falconbridge Point is awesome. Mount Hay, if you've got a car to get out to the point, is awesome. And yeah, Hanging Rock is the shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hectic.
That's what I would do if I was new to the mountains.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for the spots.
Yeah, no worries. I got plenty more, man. I spent from 14 to like 20. I covered the whole mountains.
No way.
Yeah, man. I got an X-Trail for my first car.
Yeah.
Fuck, it didn't belong off-road, but fuck, we took it everywhere. Right? You should have seen the bottom of the car, man.
Oh, wow.
We had to write it off after a while, but we took it everywhere.
Wow.
I saw everything I needed to see. Saw any animal you can think of, and only one I never saw was a platypus.
Well, I didn't, bro.
In the wild. It's the only one I've never clocked in the mountains. That like is expected in the mountains. And the panther. Never saw it. Never saw the panther.
You've never seen a panther?
Don't you know the story?
No.
In the mountains, there's a big myth that there's a big panther that got out at the Silverdale Zoo back in the day, like the fairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then once at Flat Rock, so Flat Rock's like the main attraction.
Wait, is that why they call it Penrith Panthers? Is that the story behind it, or
Maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know. Fuck, that'd be cool. But yeah, so in the mountains, like this big myth that there's like a panther out there. And then once at Flat Rock, so like the main attraction, Flat Rock, you know what I'm talking about? Lincoln's Point.
No, I've never been those way.
You'd know Flat Rock if you saw it for sure. Like that's fucking everyone.
Oh no, yeah, the Wedding Cake Rock.
Yeah,
thing? Is
yeah,
that
kinda.
it?
Wedding Cake Rock's in the city, but it's the exact same. Like it's a flat rock out over the mountains.
Yeah.
Wedding Cake Rock looks very similar, but it's over the ocean.
Okay.
But yeah. So these people live near it, and they just had this fucking fat black cat, and it like went for a walk out the back and towards Flat Rock, and tourists at Flat Rock took a photo of it, knowing the myth.
No way.
Channel 9 posted it.
No
and then
way.
the owner commented on the post saying, "Hey, that's my cat. It's like it's got some issues. It's a bit overweight. Can we not post photos?"
No
of
way.
It? Yeah, man. And like, there's been people have said like shout out Dom at school reckons his uncle saw it, but in Glenbrook, yeah, man. Everyone thinks they've fucking seen it. But I've never seen it, and I went everywhere. So,
bro, you know out here we've got white deer.
White deer in Blacktown,
bro. For so long, like people would be talking about, oh, have you seen like the white deer or the albino deer, stuff like that. I'm like, bro, I didn't even know I didn't even know we had deer out here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So then this whole time, like, I don't know, you just need to talking shit. And then I think I had thought I had seen one.
Yeah.
But then the other month actually, I was walking around Narragansett.
Yeah.
And it was with I was actually with Salvi.
Yeah.
So then, as we were doing like a walk, I looked up because he goes, "Oh, what the fuck is that? Is that a deer?" And it was like literally where that tree was.
Yeah.
So then it was like a white deer just there, and yeah, bro, it was honestly like one of the most magical experiences up there. Because like, bro, I've always heard but never seen or experienced.
Yeah. Trying to think, animal wise. Mine's been with like the eagles up there, man.
Oh, bro.
Watching them.
Yeah.
Fuck, they're the coolest thing in the world.
Wow.
Kangaroos are pretty cool, like when they're chill.
Yeah.
Wombat, that's a pretty, and echidna. That's my favourite one I found.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we found echidna. Me and my mate Dylan Zakazan, if he's listening. Yeah, we were down in Megalong, so it's like the valley near Blackheath and Katoomba. A few people live there. It's all like farmland. Yeah. And on the side of the road, this echidna had mistaken gravel for dirt. Yeah. It was like trying to dig into the gravel. Wow. And so we got it out, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, enough about animals. Yeah. That's it for now. We'll update you if Ricky sees the panther. Yeah, bro. The instead of the fat black cat that lives near Flat Rock. Leave it alone. Besides that, thank you for watching. This is as always brought to you by Helos & Co. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on TikTok, Instagram, and yeah, see you next time with John and Ed.
Hectic. Peace. Love yous. Thanks, Thank you, Margie.